Welcome back to our channel today. We're diving into the fascinating world of UK 3 pence coins. We'll be counting down the top 4 most valuable 3 pence coins in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or new to numismatics. First up, the 1942 United Kingdom 3 pence coin will explore its significance, rarity and value in today's auction market, especially focusing on the fine condition specimens. If you're passionate about coin collecting or just curious about the value of historical coins, you're in the right place. Let's get started. The 1942 UK 3 pence is a brass coin. It weighs 6.8 grams, 21.8 millimeters in diameter, 2.6 millimeters thick with a smooth edge, and it's rather uniquely 12-sided. We see a portrait of King George VI on the obverse. It says around his portrait there, George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. And we see right down here the initials of Thomas Humphrey Paget, the designer of this obverse. Turn this over to the other side, we see the three-headed thrift plant design by Francis Madge Kitchener, 3 pence around the rim, and 1942, the year of mintage down at the bottom. These coins were produced from 1937 to 1948. The following year then received a brief redesign to remove some of the verbiage on the obverse, and if you'd like to know more about that, we also see that 1942 is the most common year of this particular series. 103,214,400 were minted for circulation. We see a value according to NGC's price guide of anywhere between $1 to $2.50 for a coin in about this condition. If you manage to find one in mint state condition, the lower end could be worth $12 with a value of about $15 on the higher end, despite this being a rather common coin. And again, this is the pre-decimal pound, so these were demonetized in 1971 following decimalization, but prior to that, the threepenny bit, as it was known in its day, was 1/4 of a shilling, and therefore 1/180th of a pound. It took 240 pence back in those days to make 1 pound. Next up I've got for you a 3 pence, from the United Kingdom from 1954. We'll go over the history, the value, the basics, and any other pertinent information about this coin. So let's get started. On the obverse, we see Elizabeth II, the young laureate portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The lettering around the rim says, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen and Defender of the Faith. This obverse was engraved by Mary Gillick. Turn this over to the other side, we see William Gardner's design of a Tudor portcullis, and side chains. The year 1954, you can just barely make out Gardner's initials right there, and 3 pence on either side of the portcullis. The threepenny bit, as it was called, was worth 1/180th of a British pound at the time. This was under the old pre-decimal system, where 240 pence equaled 1 pound. These coins were produced from 1954 to 1970, at which point the pound was then decimalized, so 100 pence then equaled 1 pound, and thus these coins were then demonetized. It's a nickel brass coin. It weighs 6.8 grams, 21.8 millimeters in diameter, despite being 12-sided, 2.6 millimeters in thickness with a smooth edge, and these coins have a value of $1 in VF condition, according to NGC anyway. XF gets you $2.50, mint state 60 could be worth $8, and mint state 63 could be worth $10, again, according to NGC's price guide. It has a mintage, by the way, of 41,720,000, so not the most uncommon year of this particular series, but far from being the most common. Next up, we're going to take a look at the 3 pence coin from Great Britain, and this is from 1966. The 3 pence or threp coin was worth 1/80th of a British pound. So 80 of these together equaled the old British pound. You can see that it's a dodecagonal coin, in other words it has 12 sides and actually they are sides. It's not a 12-figured insert like you see on some of the pounds or some of the other coins. This is Queen Elizabeth II. This is the first portrait of the Mary Gillick engraving. It says Elizabeth II, Dea Gratia by the grace of God, Queen Regina, FD Defender of the Faith. She is wearing kind of a laurel wreath with the ribbons coming out the back, and this is I believe, the 29-year-old queen, and they call this, oh I should tell you, they call this a laureate portrait with the laurels, the wreath, and the hair. If we tip it over we see that it is quite a complex engraving on the back. Now the engraving on the back we can tell who that was. If we look way down in here, let me get that right, and we see A.W. and A.G. William Maving Gardner engraved the back of this coin. There was a crown over a portcullis, and this is essentially a gate where you could pull it down to let people into the castle. I pull it up to let people into the castle and put it down, and it's this huge iron heavy metal gate that you couldn't get through in the old days. And so this was the last safety or the last protection from people getting into the castle. And this crown portcullis is actually what they use for the symbol of the United Kingdom Parliament today. So if you get any letters from any of the Parliament members, you would get this would often be right up on the letter. It says 3 on this side, pence, PNC on this side. 3 pence coin from 1966. This is the next to the last year that they made these coins. They made them from, in this version, from 1954 until 1970. In 1970, however, they were all proof coins, so you won't find one like this from 1970. You'll find one much shinier and worth $8 to $10 from 1970 because they only made these in a proof version. Now this coin is no longer in use in the United Kingdom, and in fact they gave it the boot on August 31, 1971. Now some of you know that Great Britain went to the decimalization of the pound system. So this was worth 1/180th of a pound. This is a brass coin. It weighs 6.8 grams, 21.8 millimeters in diameter, 2.6 millimeters thick with a smooth edge, and it's rather uniquely 12-sided. We see a value according to NGC's price guide of anywhere between $1 to $2.50 for a coin in about this condition. If you manage to find one in mint state condition, the lower end could be worth $12 with a value of about $15 on the higher end, despite this being a rather common coin. Next, we're focusing on the 1967 British 3 pence coin, a small yet significant piece of British numismatic history. This coin was minted in the United Kingdom, specifically at the Royal Mint in London. The UK is renowned for its rich history, cultural heritage, and contributions to the world of numismatics. From a geographical perspective, the 1967 3 pence coin was circulated throughout the United Kingdom, including England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. By the mid-20th century, the 3 pence coin had transitioned to a brass alloy. This change occurred in 1937 under King George VI's reign, primarily to create a more durable and practical coin during an era of economic challenges. Fast forward to 1967, and we find ourselves examining one of the final versions of this coin before the UK's decimalization in 1971. Physically, the 1967 3 pence coin is dodecagonal, meaning it has 12 sides. This unique shape sets it apart from the more common round coins and makes it easily recognizable by touch. 3 pence coin is made of copper-nickel, a copper-nickel alloy. The coin has a diameter of 21 millimeters and a thickness of 2.5 millimeters with a weight of 6.8 grams. The edge is plain, and the coin features a striking design. Its substantial feel and robust design make it a practical coin for everyday use. On the obverse side, you'll find a beautiful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin. This iconic portrait has become synonymous with British coinage. The legend reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, which translates to Elizabeth II, Dei Grazia, Regina, Fidei Defensor, or Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse side, you'll find a stunning design featuring 3 oak leaves and an acorn, symbolizing the 3 pence denomination. The design is a nod to the UK's rich history and heritage. The legend reads, 3 pence 1967, indicating the denomination and year of issue. Now, let's journey through time and examine the historical context of this coin. The 3 pence coin was first introduced in the UK in 1544, during the reign of King Henry VIII. Over the centuries, the design and composition have changed several times. The 1967 Elizabeth II 3-pence coin was part of the UK's decimalisation process, which aimed to simplify the currency system. So, what's the value of this coin? In circulated condition, the coin is worth its face value, 3 pence to £1, depending on the condition. In uncirculated condition, the coin can fetch £5 to £10, depending on the condition and rarity. Proof or special mint, sets can command £20 to £50 or more, depending on the condition, rarity, and completeness of the set. The mintage for the circulated version was an impressive 64,500,000 coins, making it relatively common. However, the uncirculated version had a mintage of only 10,000, making it less common. Proof or special mint sets are even rarer. In terms of rarity, the circulated version is common, while the uncirculated version is less common. Proof or special mint sets are rare and highly sought after by collectors. 1967 was a pivotal year for the 3-pence coin. As the UK prepared for decimalisation, the traditional 3-pence coin was among those phased out. Decimalisation, completed in 1971, replaced the old currency system of pounds, shillings, and pence with a more straightforward system of pounds and new pence. The last minting of the 3-pence coin in its traditional form, therefore, holds significant historical value. The 3-pence coin was also known as the threepence or threepenny bit. The coin's design has changed several times over the centuries, reflecting the UK's rich history and heritage. The 1967 Elizabeth II 3-pence coin was the last 3-pence coin issued in the UK before decimalisation. And that's a wrap. We've explored the characteristics, history, value, mintage, rarity, and interesting facts about the 1967 Elizabeth II 3-pence coin. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, this coin is definitely worth adding to your collection. The 1967 British 3-pence coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a snapshot of history, a symbol of national heritage, and a testament to the artistry and craftsmanship of its time. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone with a passion for history, the 1967 3-pence coin is a fascinating artifact worth exploring. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope you've enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin.